Hello everybody and welcome back. I've missed you guys. Remember, I'm Ioana, your English teacher, and this time with a new format. Our course will be, this time, Season 2, Easy English, Better Students. And yes, we also have Nectarie and Teodora. Hello Nectarie, hello Teodora, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine.
Okay, bravo, well done. We have the contents first. We will be having grammar in use, this time present perfect. Then we will have some speaking practice and we will learn how to speak like a native. We also have some phrasal verbs, of course, vocabulary in use. And the last but not least, this time, some culture corner. Every lesson will have a culture corner, this time about the history of Valentine's Day. Remember, tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Let's get started. Ready? Nectarie, Teodora?
Yes.
So, as I was saying, this time we are talking about present perfect simple. Remember that last season we talked about past simple. And also we learned the irregular verbs and some things about past simple. Past simple with ed for regular verbs and the second form for irregular verbs. As you can see on the table, we have affirmative, long form and short form. We have negative, the same long form and short form, and also interrogative. How do we form them? Very easy. I have walked or I have eaten. This is for first person. And I've walked or I've written. The negative one, of course, we also add not. I haven't or I have not. For the interrogative, we swap the changes. We change the places for have, which is auxiliary verb, an auxiliary verb, and also subject I. Have I walked or have you walked, and so on. Here is the formula. As I was saying, so we have present and perfect. Present form for have, as I was saying, an auxiliary verb, or has, which is for third person, and also the perfect form, which is a past participle for both regular verbs, ed at the end, like walked, worked, and the third form for irregular verbs like slept or written. So, we have here a table with some verbs. We have eat and eaten. Teodora, can you please give the past participle for find, which is the third form, remember, if it's an irregular verb, or we simply add ed at the end of a regular verb. So find, Teodora?
Found.
Very good. Also Nectaria for give?
Given.
Very good, well done. Sleep, Teodora?
Slept.
Excellent. Nectarie, to be?
Been.
Excellent. Teodora, to walk?
Walked.
Yes, bravo, well done. To break, Nectarie?
Broken.
To open, Teo?
Opened.
How about to have, Nectarie?
Had.
Had, okay. How about play, Nectarie?
Played.
Yes. To run, Teodora?
Ran.
Run, ran, run. Also run. And to live, Nectarie?
Lived.
Here is the solution. The entire table. Yes, we have swum. And yes, we have opened. We have broken. And we have written. Double T. This is the correct solution. Moving on, talking about speaking like a native. Very important thing. Here we have other ways to say goodbye. Remember, we also started this kind of lesson, this kind of, let's say, funny game. How to speak like a native. Instead of goodbye, we can also say take care, or see you soon, or talk to you later. Also talking about like a native, but this time fast. Look, instead of I gotcha, they say I gotcha very fast, but they write this I got you. But they very rarely speak like this, bam, 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 like a robot. I got you. Gimme instead of give me. They rarely say give me. Also, 20 for 20. They say, don't know, you definitely know this. You very often heard this in films, for I don't know. Also, wanna. Do you wanna know how to say that? Want to, and this is the written part. Also, they have what you doing for what are you doing. This is the way how we learn it, how we study it, but when they speak it, when we speak it so fast, it's what you doing. By the way, Teodora, what you doing at the moment?
Well, not much.
Yeah, not much. Nectarie, have you got $20?
Not with me.
All right. Theo, can you give me some advice for next lessons?
No.
All right. I'll give you some time to think.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Anytime. So, talking about like a native, speaking like a native, another important, let's say, part of their vocabulary, the English vocabulary, it's something very specific. They call it a phrasal verb. What's a phrasal verb? It's very specific for English. Usually it's a verb plus a preposition or an adverb or a noun. The meaning of this phrasal verb is totally different from its separate parts. For example, we have sit down. Sit and down separately means something else, but sit down, we already know what this is. Also, we have shut up. Talking about like a native, shut up. We definitely know that. Come in. Come in. And another explanation. Normally, for example, to break means to stop working or to come apart in pieces. And up is the opposite of down. But if taken together, break up means to end the relationship. Now, this is the very first time you have heard about phrasal verbs? Okay, here is a very little short film about phrasal verbs, and I'm inviting you to watch it. So, here it comes, some news about phrasal verbs.
This is Everyday Grammar. I'm John Russell. One of the most difficult topics for English learners is phrasal verbs. Americans use them all the time in everyday speech. You will see them in writing too. So, what is a phrasal verb? Let's go to the blackboard. A phrasal verb is a group of words. These words together act like a verb in a sentence. They express mental and physical actions. Here's an example. A friend recently told me about his boss. She became angry when she learned something.
She found out that her employees were sleeping at work.
My friend used a phrasal verb, find out. It combines the verb find with the word out. Together, these words make a kind of expression that means discover. So, my friend could have easily said, she discovered that her employees were sleeping while at work. There are thousands of phrasal verbs in English. I can't discuss all of them today, but I will talk about them in future videos. You can start trying to find them when you are reading. Keep a list, study them, and with practice, you will be able to use them too. And that's everyday grammar.
Now that you have learned some new things about phrasal verbs, Teodora, Nectarie, and you, my friends at home, you have this kind of exercise. You have some phrasal verbs and you need to match them with their definitions. On the right, you have the phrasal verbs, and on the other side, you have the definitions. Can you see them, Nectarie, Teodora? Can you see the...
Yes.
Okay, the table.
Yep.
Excellent. Good. We have to go out, we have to meet up, to get along, to calm down, to hold on, to take care. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Can we start, Nectarie? How about to get out?
To go out, to go to a restaurant, a bar, or a club.
Well done. Bravo. Teodora, to calm down.
To get control of your emotions.
Indeed, indeed. Every time we are mad, we are always said, okay, okay, calm down, calm down. How about to hold on, Nectarie?
To wait.
Yes. And to take care, Teodora?
To be careful.
Yes, to be careful. And here is the solution for you at home. And also for Nectarie and Teodora home. To go out, to go to a restaurant. Do you go out often? How often do you go out, Teo?
Sometimes I go out with my friends.
All right. How often do you meet up, Nectarie?
Well, we meet up quite often.
All right. To get along, Teodora and Sarah get along very well. To calm down, to hold on, just wait. Every time we are in a hurry and we don't have enough space, hold on, just wait. And to take care, remember, we can also say this when we depart. Okay, take care. And as I was saying, here is another interesting thing. This is our very first lesson in this season, talking about some culture and civilization. Because tomorrow is Valentine's Day, I thought of having something interesting, the history of Valentine's Day. And we have some mini chapters. We are talking about Valentine's Day, then the legend of Valentine's Day and the origins of this, so the meaning, also who is Cupid, and some typical Valentine's Day gifts and presents, and some fun facts. Do you always keep Valentine's Day? How do you celebrate Valentine's Day, Nectarie?
I don't celebrate it.
All right. How about you, Theo? Do you like it? Do you like this festival?
Yeah, I like it because I get a lot of chocolates and flowers from boys.
Oh, yes, indeed. Ooh. Okay, here is our history. Now, as you probably know, Valentine's Day happens every year on February the 14th, which is tomorrow. The annual festival celebrates love, romance, and friendship. It is also known as Valentine's Day, but it is celebrated in many countries around the world. What we don't know, maybe, is how these Valentines and where this Valentine's Day came from. The point is that, remember that back in history, the Roman Empire was the total ruler of many parts of the present English territory. and the holiday has its origins in the Roman festival of Lupercalia, always celebrated on February 15th. Why? To Christianize the pagan celebration. Remember, pagan, they didn't used to believe in only one god as we do today. They believed in many gods. Like for this one, for example, Lupercalia was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, which was the Roman god of agriculture. Also, as to the Roman founders Romulus and Remus. But these festivities began with animal sacrifice. If you can notice in the photograph, you can see that there are people carrying like a goat, and this was the beginning of Lupercalia. How did this become a romantic holiday? At some point in history, especially in literature, some argue that the poet Geoffrey Chaucer was the very first to link this holiday to romance in his poem, The Parliament of Fowls. Apparently, Chaucer did this by chance, as Valentine's Day is somehow around the period when birds start mating, încep să se împerecheze. So again, fertility festival. Who started this? Legend has it that the origin of this celebration started in the Roman Empire under the ruling of Emperor Claudius II. And during his reign, because they were at war, the emperor had banned marriage, so they were not supposed to get married, because the same emperor believed that single men made better soldiers. And Saint Bishop Valentine defied the emperor, l-a sfidat pe împărat, and he broke the rules. He continued to wed the soldiers with their loved ones, so the bishop made the weddings. But because of this defiance act, din cauza acestei sfidări, his actions were discovered and he was put in prison and sentenced to death. While he was in prison, the only person who used to visit him was Julia, the blind daughter of his jailer. And before his execution on February 14th, Saint Valentine wrote a letter with a farewell message for his lover. Un mesaj de rămas bun. Farewell, rămas bun. For his lover, after he healed her of her blindness. And he signed his letter, "From your Valentine." Today, we also find this sign, "From your Valentine," or on our letters. Interesting fact, it was only in 1535 that King Henry VII of England officially declared February 14th a holiday. Now, many people celebrate this by giving chocolates, soft toys, as you can see in the photographs, as Valentine's Day became synonymous with romance. Talking about chocolates, Theo, nectarie, and remember, chocolate actually is the most popular Valentine's Day gift. The first Valentine's chocolate box was made in the late 19th century by a guy named Richard Cadbury. Actually, if you have ever been to England, you can remember that Cadbury is a very well chocolate name, not only in England. Cupid is one of the most popular symbols of Valentine's Day. It used to be the Greek god of affection, and Eros was the Greek god, and Cupid the Roman one. Remember, we are talking about Roman Empire. Also, we end a letter with an X, XO, XO. Actually, this is the symbol X, which was used to sign off documents. And after marking with an X, the writer would often kiss the letter. This is a gesture because he was mainly used by kings to certify letters and paperwork. And these records were described as having sealed with a kiss. Remember, sealed with a kiss is also a song. Another important issue, and this is a fun fact, Jackie Kennedy, who was the first lady of the President of the United States back in the 60s, shows off of the White House. The 32-year-old First Lady led a huge nationwide television audience on a virtual tour of the White House's staterooms, which she had recently refurbished back then, wearing a triple strand of pearls and a red wool dress on Valentine's Day in 1962. She was a very elegant lady. Every time she wore some dupes, some suits, she looked very elegant. And how do you spend your Valentine's Day, Theo? Once again, can you please tell us? Maybe we don't remember and maybe you can give some ideas.
I don't really do anything special for Valentine's Day.
You just wait for boys to give you flowers and chocolates.
No, not really. I just hang around like it's
All right.
any other.
All right, very good. I know, Nectaria, that you don't really celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I don't celebrate it because I don't have with who.
Oh, yes, but if you had, you would definitely.
If I had, I'd celebrate.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, soon, coming soon. Here in this photograph, you can see that this is a very warm wish. Happy Valentine's Day for tomorrow. Remember, we have red gifts, red hearts. That's why I'm wearing red today. Red boxes of chocolates. And tomorrow we are celebrating love. Although back then it was not quite a love celebration. But today we can see Cupid, we can see chocolates, and we can see love. Love is in the air, remember? Okay, I hope you liked our lesson, and because this is a very new format, don't forget to share our lesson, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and yeah, why not become bigger fans than you are today. Share, like, and subscribe. So thank you. Thank you, Nectaria. Thank you, Teodora. Again, you've been very good today. And for you, my friends back home, I wish you a very happy Valentine's Day tomorrow. And don't forget, start studying English. Take care. See you next time.